After a stellar training camp and a pretty good preseason opening performance, the Bills organization decided to put their trust in me to be the starting quarterback for their franchise. Now, I knew that I was just a bad quarter or a bad possession away from losing my job, so it wasn't like I was able to have any time to feel good about myself. EJ Manuel also had a really good first game, and I wanted to make sure that I proved to the coaches that I wasn't just some flash in the pan. First quarter, we completed to Percy Harvin, who's one of my main weapons. He takes a hit as he's getting knocked out of bounds, and he's slow to get up. Now, this made me almost feel sick to my stomach because I knew that in my first start, I needed to make sure that all the stars on my squad and all the key playmakers were ready to go. But speaking of playmakers, I still had Sammy Watkins. So we quickly inserted him into the role that we were going to use Percy Harvin in, because then we knew right after that play that we weren't going to be able to use him for the rest of the game. First and goal, I get hit in the backfield, stagger away, but I'm still able to keep my footing, and I run in for a touchdown. So we're looking at the second rushing touchdown that I have in this preseason, and Mike Tomlin is very, very upset. But this is the pluses to be able to have a quarterback that is 6'3", straight up jacked as far as his frame. But towards the end of the first quarter, 1st and 10, I saw that they continued running the cover 3, and this crossing route was just exposing that same cover 3 right there. So I was able to complete that crossing route across the field to Sammy Watkins. First and goal, we give it to LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy being somebody that we didn't use that much in the first preseason game. We never got to see him because I was playing with the twos. But right here, we made sure that we gave him the ball, and he repaid our confidence in him by diving in for the touchdown. This is one of the players that I want to make sure that I get chemistry with moving forward, so you know we're going to go to that well many times. But anyway, that was the end of the first quarter. The coaches decided to sit me and the rest of the starters for the remainder of the game. And as we gave them a 14-3 lead, the squad did their job and brought it home for the rest of the team, as we ended up winning the game by a blowout score of 37-9. So I was ecstatic about the performance in the first preseason game as a starter. I know there shouldn't be too much weight put into these exhibition games, but it was important for me as a rookie starting quarterback that I began to build a rapport with those teammates around me. So we're gonna jump into our third preseason game. And this third preseason game was going to be against another rookie quarterback in Jameis Winston. So my overall wasn't that high, and my overall was actually coming up as a 77. I'm not sure why it was showing up right here as a 67. In the comment section below, is that a glitch? Is that something that's normal? Either way, I wasn't feeling it with the play on the field, so that's pretty irrelevant and doesn't really matter. But right here, we were going to be wearing the throwback uniforms of the 90s, one of my favorite uniforms. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the Superman colors. But I was excited to see how I was going to do on the field against Jameis Winston. Now, I knew the Buccaneers also had a pretty good defense, so this was going to be a pretty good test. 3rd and 3 on the counter play to LaShawn McCoy. Remember that I told you that I wanted to get him involved. He's one of the people that I wanted to establish some chemistry with. So right here, speaking of Percy Harvin, we didn't get him back to this game, so I also wanted to see kind of where he was at and blow the rust off. And right here on that smoke screen play that we have specifically designed for Percy Harvin, we're able to punch it in for our first touchdown pass of the game. So I'm very, very excited because, like I've been always saying, I knew the running stats were going to be there, but that's not what I was going after. What I really wanted to go after was see if I had what it took to pass the ball. But that one drive was the only drive that I got into this game. So it's going to be all on the responsibility of that last game and making sure that I went out with the bang. Now, one of the things that I was looking forward to in the last preseason game was having the coaches have the faith in me so that I could actually open it up and throw the ball down the field. So that last preseason game was also going to be a home game, and it was going to be against the Detroit Lions. So one of the things I had to make sure that I was not doing in this game was throwing interceptions. So we got the ball first, and on 1st and 10, I gave the ball to LaShawn McCoy, and right here he stiff arms a defender and gets the first down for us. Now, even though I've told you that one of my goals was making sure that my passing skills were fine-tuned and I was able to build chemistry with this receivers, I knew where my bread was going to be buttered on this team. It wasn't going to be throwing the ball 50 times a game. It was going to be setting up LaShawn McCoy on runs and screen passes like this and just let my playmakers take me to the promised land. As long as I didn't make stupid turnovers and just make boneheaded mistakes, I had enough veteran talent on this team and enough athleticism that I think we could be successful and we could probably even win the AFC East. Now that was the main goal. On 1st and 10, right here with the triple option, I keep the ball, I use the spin move to gain a couple extra yards, and I'm feeling very comfortable here in our running offense, and it's one of the things that I want to lean heavily on until I can really get my passing accuracy up. On 2nd and 2 right here, I complete the ball to Sammy Watkins on the crossing route up the middle, and right here he catches the ball and he runs it in for a touchdown. I think Sammy Watkins is making a bid and maybe feels a little disrespected that Percy Harvin was brought in and was actually put at number 1 on the depth chart above him. So he's done everything he could and took advantage of Percy Harvin's injury in the first game to kind of establish himself as a clear number 1. Speaking of which, right here on 1st and 10 on the next drive, I throw the deep ball to Sammy Watkins, and I had the accuracy on the deep ball, and he had the speed to be able to get under that one and catch it right over that free safety for the long gainer. 2nd and 12, 2 plays later, I find Marquise Goodwin right there, who actually won the bronze medal in the Pan Am. I think it was the bronze or the silver in the long jump. So like I said, we have plenty of athletes on the team right here, and right there, that gives us a very nice end to the preseason. So it sets us up perfectly for the opening game against the Chicago Bears on the next episode. Guys, if you're liking the career mode, don't forget to drop a thumbs up, hit that like button at the bottom, subscribe if you're new so you can get more career mode, some ultimate team, and some Madden 16 news before launch. But most importantly, guys, have a great day and take care of yourself. Peace. On 1st and goal, we ran the read option play and I blew by the defense for the touchdown, but I wasn't gonna sit there and act a fool and do the nay-nay or the whip or anything like that. It was all business, baby. But then we give it to Boss Bo Jackson. He breaks the tackle and he's off to the races, and he outruns 4th of July Ronnie Lott for the touchdown.